Ahoy, boatcateers, how the devil, shipmates, everybody in between. How's life? First things first, I'm going to play a video today that my friend Foxy shared with me on Facebook. Not just because I want to ensure as many people as possible hear the rhetoric from Sir Desmond Swayne, but because he actually mentions some salient points that are so self-evidently true and obvious that even a chimpanzee could understand them. And it is mind-boggling that as many people as we have got in the UK are completely okay with flag waving about vaccine mandates as if it's not some horrific imposition on the individual, like the state can tell you what you can and can't do with your own body and where you can and can't spend your own free time and who you can and can't invite into your own house. Your own house, man. Can you believe it? Can you believe that they even think to say, oh, we'll tell you who allowed in your own house. We'll tell you about. We'll tell you the number of friends you're allowed in your own house. So yeah, listen to this. I tried to look for it on YouTube, but the only people that covered it was like lefty news organisations. And frankly, I don't want to be responsible for Sky News or Channel 4 getting another single click. So apologies if the video is a bit low quality. Facebook doesn't like being in a window. You can't zoom in, or else you'll just see Matt's ugly mug. So yeah, listen to this.
Speaker, in a typical winter's day, between 200 people and 350 people will die of flu. Do we hide behind our masks? Do we lurk at home, working from home? Do we demand that people provide their bona fides before going to a venue?
Obvious that one, innit? In a typical winter's day, between 250 and 300 people a day die of the flu. And that's been the case since fucking modern medicine became a thing. It's like the flu's new, is it? The Spanish flu still kills people. And basically, it seems like if you look at the numbers, Omicron is doing again. Have any of us been wrong? Months ago, when I was saying, at the very beginning of Omicron, there's no need to have a lockdown because by the time you fucking find out about it and you impose a lockdown, again, learn from the past. By the time you learn about it and impose a lockdown, the ship's already sailed. The ship's already done a lap. It's ridiculous. This is what we've said. It's what Peter Hitchens, like I said, I'm not being prophetic. I just tied my maths to his. Peter Hitchens was saying that in March, 2 years ago. He was like, hang on, we put a lockdown in March, but we know for a fact how lumbering the state is. If we've put a lockdown in March, it's been active since fucking December. And he was wrong, wasn't it? It was earlier than that. It was October, November. COVID was in Italy. An Italian, they found case zero. It was like an Italian ski instructor on holiday in the fucking Alps somewhere. It was active in November. So it'd gone all around the world and millions of people had it. And then got to March and suddenly we started panicking. It's a known fact. It's not merely an opinion. So it was ravaging. It was letting rip for 4 months minimum. We didn't do anything about it. That's their terms, not mine. Letting rip. I don't, who the fuck talks like that? Unless you're trying to purposely terrify everyone. It was letting rip for months. Months. Didn't do anything about it. We didn't lock down in November or December or January or February. So it was 4 months off there and the world didn't fall apart, did it? We weren't all wandering around the streets like lepers, fucking zombie society. We just got on with it. So why? What's gone on? It can't be down to incompetence anymore. It's got to be down to malevolence. Anyway, continue.
Do we require people to be vaccinated as a condition of keeping their jobs? The question is whether the measures before us today are proportionate actually comes down to a matter of opinion. Do you take seriously some of the extraordinary extrapolations that we've been given, particularly given the record of before? The fact that these are things that might take place, and we have to balance that against the known costs and damage to enterprise, economy, and society. And in the end, it comes down to a matter of opinion.
Again, how obvious is that? How obvious is this stuff? It's a matter of opinion. Human beings are free to manage risk however they see fit. When I was a kid, I used to like skateboarding. I got into my like 20s and my mate Muzzy, fucking idiot that he is, jumped on a skateboard when we were like 26 and getting pissed down the park. And he tried to go down a half pipe and he broke his ankle, much to everybody else's amusement. That was the age when I decided, you know what? Fuck getting on one of them again. I thought that's a needless risk. And I've broke my ankle before. I don't want to be in plaster for 3 months again because of something that I don't find that enjoyable. That's a risk assessment right there. That's what we all do. If you're on holiday and you want to go on do a parachute jump, it's a risk assessment. Bungee jump. I did a bungee jump in Bavaria. We were on venture training. It's like, it's a risk assessment. I went, how risky is it? Not that risky because thousands of people do it and hardly anyone dies, or they'd be suing them all and closing them down. How expensive is it? How much will I enjoy it? Do the maths. Yes, I'll do it. If you're more risk averse, you say, don't think I'll really enjoy that. I'm not really into heights. I'm not into adrenaline. I prefer reading a book in the pub. And you don't do it. It's an individual choice. The state doesn't have the right to tell you that they'll determine the risk for you. Derek, I feel the same way jumping out of planes these days. Yeah, because jumping out of a plane when you're past the age of about 35 hurts like fuck, that's why. Well, not so much the jumping, the landing. The state doesn't need, it doesn't have the right to, and it doesn't need to determine risk for us. We all need to determine our own risk. That's life. I drink a lot. A lot of people think drinking is too risky. Certainly is risky behaviour. Massive numbers of crimes and murders and assaults and deaths occur whilst the person is drunk. Fires. I met a bloke in my local who fucking looked like Freddy Krueger because he blew himself up whilst cooking chips, pissed. Fell asleep. He fell asleep, woke up and half the kitchen was on fire. He grabbed the pan, threw it down the toilet in a panic, and then it blew him up because obviously you're not meant to touch chip pan with water. And it blew him across the room and fucked him up. And he told me, the doctor told him, if the door was closed behind him, it would have killed him. It was like a fucking IED. Blew him up. So, yeah, some people don't drink. Some people take drugs. Some people don't. Some people go mountain biking or scuba diving. Risk is something each individual manages for themselves. The state is not supposed to be involved at any point. So, why are we even here? The Spanish flu was well dangerous. We didn't close the world down, did we? Pandemics come and go. Only this time, when they have the internet and the mainstream media and the globalist elites think they can fucking take over the world like Baron Greenback. Only now has this been the response. There's been plenty of pandemics. They come and go. Fucking loads of them. Didn't do this, did we? Why? Ask yourself now. Well, why now? Why have they changed the rules all of a sudden for a pandemic that's not that deadly? COVID's not as deadly as fucking half the... COVID is demonstrably not as deadly as the Spanish flu. Spanish flu fucked young people. Did we decimate the fucking planet and stomp on people's individual rights when the Spanish flu was letting rip? I don't think so.
A matter of our prejudice. And we are typically capable of organizing our lives and making those decisions for ourselves. We decide what our risk appetite is and what we're prepared to encounter and what we're prepared to not. Notwithstanding the carnage on our roads, certainly killing more people than COVID at the moment, some of us still decide to drive. It's a matter of opinion.
Did you hear the squawks from the back benches there, like the Labour? When he said that about driving. Driving's dangerous. More dangerous than flying. Kills thousands of people every year. Why haven't we banned cars? Well, I'll tell you why. We haven't banned cars because your quality of life would be shit if we banned cars. That's why. Not rocket science, is it? We could ban cars. We would save hundreds of thousands of lives worldwide if we banned cars. Let's do it. Fuck it, let's do it. Guaranteed to save lives. Guaranteed to save children. Not just the elderly, we'll save children's lives. Do it, do it, do it. Why haven't we done it? Oh, yeah. Because your life would be shit. Because you wouldn't be able to fucking travel more than 5 miles to see anyone with any ease. You wouldn't be able to go and see your relatives at the drop of a hat. You wouldn't be able to drive to your mate's house. You wouldn't be able to get a taxi to the fucking boozer. We don't do it because life would be shit. That's why. And what are we doing now? Oh, yeah. We're making life pump. It's gash. You can't have your mates around for Christmas. You can't go on the piss. Gash. It's a good analogy, Mr. Desmond. Is it not? Don't ban my tutu fan or I won't have a channel. Well, I'm saying the logic is impeccable behind what he's saying. It's a simple choice. We don't ban vehicles because our quality of life would suffer if we got rid of them. If everyone could only travel via the medium of pony, A, everywhere would stink of shit, and B, we wouldn't be able to fucking go anywhere. Because ponies are shit. Ponies are just gay horses.
So it comes down to letting loose the dogs of war. Get the fear factor into it. Get the members of the officials, the members of SAGE, the members of Independent SAGE, of SPY-M. All those, of course, speaking in their own private capacity. Get them out there twisting the fear lever. What about the Health Protection Agency? What Stalinist minds thought up that nomenclature?
Health Protection Agency is another one. Almost everything we do is risky. This is something that I've made the point of that really annoys me about the authoritarian left with smoking and drinking. I've made the point before many times. I'm sure I have ranted about it. Because the elites, the authoritarian fucking busybodies that run the world now, they hate drinking and smoking. They hate what working class people have always done for fun. So how you can tell. Have you noticed how on the budget they always put a penny on bitter and cider? You must have noticed this. My old fella was ranting about it fucking 10 years ago because one year they put like 10 pence on cider, like 5 pence on bitter, but they didn't drop them. They didn't put any VAT on like any additional taxes on wine and like posh spirits and champagne, because that's what they like. It's like, do you know what I mean? The people that have got the money and put it all on the fucking expenses anyway. So I suppose we should do them a favour, because if they put the price up on champagne, well, that's just going to come out of my bastard ass pocket. So hey, I'm being hasty. They did us all a favour. But it's naked that they don't like working class people sitting in the pub all day on a Saturday, going to the bookies, tax them. Don't like you're having a fag, drinking some booze, going to the bookies, spending all day in the pub on a Saturday. They don't like you doing it. So they're using this as yet another excuse to stop you doing what they don't like. And the lefty, authoritarian, controlling fucking mind engineers love to go, oh yeah, well, the NHS, we shouldn't have to pay for your drink problem. Drinkers should have to pay for their own treatment on the NHS, don't you know? And they do smokers. Oh no, tobacco is disgusting. Oh yeah, well, Benson and Hedges are, but of course, fine, Cuban cigars are all right every now and then. Christmas while you're having a fucking wine and cheese evening. Fuck off. And they're like, yeah. If you're a smoker or a drinker, you should pay for your own treatment. Well, as he's eloquently stated, almost everything in life is down to you managing your own risk. Seriously. I'm not even being. Hey up, RP, how are you doing? Everybody say hello to our favourite, our second favourite, frequently banned YouTuber, Rotten Politics. I'm not even being facetious. I would go so far as to say 70% of all the incidents in the hospitals. Granted, I've just plucked that number out of thin air, but seriously, if you're a nurse or a doctor, you could probably tell me. Probably more than half of the ailments you end up in the emergency room for are surely down to personal choice. These wankers, because they want to get rid of all the things we like, drinking and smoking. They go, oh, no, pay for your own treatment, right? Almost everything that isn't like a congenital disease is caused or at least mitigated by personal choice. Broken arms, broken legs, almost every laceration and small tissue injury, it's going to be down to bad choices. Oh, you used a sharp knife while you were trying to separate some burgers and you fucking kebabbed your hand. That's your fault, that. Fell off your bike, your fault. Skateboarding, your fault. Rock climbing, your fault. Having a baby, you chose to do that. You didn't need to do that and cost the NHS time and money. You cost the NHS some time and money. What? Who gives a fuck? We pay for the bastard thing and use it how we like. Literally, unless you're Stephen Hawking and all you do all day, every day is sit in a fucking wheelchair, nearly everything's your fault. If you've got diabetes, something like 9 out of 10 diabetics in the UK, it's predominantly because of lifestyle issues. Very rare nowadays that it's a genetic ailment. You're just born with it. And my mate Wesley, he's got a fucking head like a wheelie bin. He's got an ass like the back end of Wesley. I know he watches sometimes. I hope you're all right, Wesley. Well, he's a fat knacker. He's got diabetes now. He was always skinny when we were in our teens and 20s. Now he's got diabetes because he's a fat knacker. It's your fault. Nearly everything you go to the hospital for is your fault. Literally, if you don't just sit in a chair all day, it's your fault. What you eat, what you drink, where you go, any rigorous activities. Tess disagrees with me. All right, Tess, tell me what you disagree with me on. I've made so many points in the last 90 seconds, I don't know what you disagree with me on. So please tell me, and I will address it in the chat. I'm getting better at multitasking. But what I'm saying is, massive numbers of people that use the NHS, it's self-inflicted. Almost anything to do with what you put in your body, anything to do with drink, drugs. Yeah, all right, loads of healthy people get ill. Well, like I said, I did say I just pulled the number out of my ass. But what I'm saying is, what do you reckon it is then? 50-50? There's a massive number of people who use the NHS every day. And it's because of the lifestyle choices. Most breaks, sprains, trips, falls, cuts, it's going to be because you've done something risky. Because humans don't just sit in chairs all day. Most sports, rugby, football, boxing, like anyone enjoying themselves, fencing, archery, people get injured. It's their fault. Because they didn't just sit in a chair all day, is the point I'm getting at. Tess. Yeah, of course, you can just be unlucky and live a perfectly healthy life, and then next thing you find a lump on your bollocks. Fair enough. But what I'm saying is, probably about half, innit? Yeah, if you're not a vegetable, it's your fault. Seriously, it's got to be a big number. What you eat, what you drink. There you go, 60-40 the test. So, yeah, so we don't disagree. I was simply being hyperbolic with my numbers. 60-40. Yeah, we've got to take that. I was only out by 10%. And that's what I'm getting at. It's anything active, anything physical, anything down to being a fat knacker, most diabetes, cancers, heart disease. Heart disease, right? Surely 90% of heart disease is your own fault. Not congenital heart disease. Oh, your baby born with a hole in the heart. Yeah, that's not your fault. 45 stone fucking bus driver who eats out but chips. Yeah, that's his fault. So, seriously. It's a salient point, is it not? Almost everything. And unless you're a fucking mong and you just sit there all day in a chair, I'm loving life, me. A lot of the time it's going to be your fault. So this argument that drinkers and smokers should be paying for their own fucking, are you having a laugh? So many things piss me off about the NHS now. Do you remember me telling you about this? Like, someone on my YouTube channel last year started having a pop at me because I said, joking, because I have got health insurance now, a bastard pay fucking for it. Well, my missus goes after me because I'm so stubborn. If it was down to me, I'd just outright refuse. But I was like, I don't need health insurance. If I get really ill, I can just go back to England. Fuck it. I'll crawl onto the plane. And some lefty arsehole had the gall to say to me, look at you using our NHS. Our NHS. I was like, hang on a minute, son. I was born and raised in England from 20 generations. We're not like, these random fucking Johnny-come-latelys whose mum or grandparents at the worst came here. We're one of these scummy northern families who don't even know where our bastard family came from because it's just been that long. We don't go, oh, yeah, did you know your great-great-great-granddad was from Italy? No, there's none of that shit when you're from Middlesbrough. It's, listen, son, you come from 20 generations of scurvy and rickets. That's where you fucking come from. So 20 generations paying fucking taxes and then working from the age of 16 to fucking, when did I come to America? 35 years old. And serving my country. And then this twat tells me I nipped to the UHS for a couple of years and all of a sudden, to the US for a couple of years, all of a sudden, fucking hell, even though I didn't use it, I was merely making a quip because I haven't been to the doctors for fucking decades. He was like, oh yeah, you'd use our NHS. And I was like, how come you never have an issue when a random Somalian bloke hides in the back of a tomato wagon, rocks up in fucking Folkestone, and goes straight to the hospital to get his fucking witch doctor's necklace teeth fixed? Fucking, because all of these blokes from the third world, first thing to do is go to the NHS dentist, isn't it? Oh, I am asylum seeker. You fucking, I've got teeth like a burnt out fence. You're fixing them. Mr. Window Cleaner, you're paying for them. Weird, isn't it? If they come over illegally and they haven't paid a single penny ever, they're all right with that. But I make a quip about possibly crawling onto a plane to get cheap healthcare. And apparently, fucking hell, well, you're going to take advantage of the NHS? Motherfucker, I paid into that dog shit system and never used it for 20 years. So how about, if you're going to take umbrage with people taking the piss, why don't you start with the fucking thousands of hairy-ass blokes tipping up across the bastard channel every day? Yes. Dave Ferguson points out another good one. Smoking and drinking are taxed. Fucking hell, if you're a pisshead, if you're going to drink for 45 years and then you need to use the NHS, if you fucking paid your way, son. Right? More than any illegal immigrant. And that is a fact. Anyway, went on a rant. Let's finish him.
Get them out there twisting the fear button, and by and large, you will get the reaction that you want. People will crave more enforcement and more fiercer measures to protect them from this great danger that is out there. And let hospitality be just collateral damage. Let them endure the deluge of cancellations now affecting that industry in what should be its most productive time. That's the situation that we have delivered. The government.
There you go. So, good point. All of them self-evidently true to anybody who's not a fucking maniac. And I think it's time we all stopped playing the fucking game. Yeah, medical tourism. And again, can I just point out, this was merely in response to a quip. I've never done it. Like, realistically, I just got the fucking doctors in America. I was pointing out if I didn't have health insurance, I could jokingly crawl onto the plane like, 2 broken legs, crawl into a hospital anywhere near Heathrow. So yeah, ridiculous. But they don't have a problem with random Iraqis using the health service. Just me. Just bootnecks who pay the fucking way the whole life. Never been on the dole, ever. When I left the Marines, I lived off my savings till I found a job. Because I'm a bootneck and I'm proud. I don't go to the doctors. I haven't used the fucking NHS for now. I've never had dole or council tax benefit or income tax credit or any other things that apparently exist but I've never seen because I'm working class and we bastard pay for everything. But apparently, yeah, it's all right if 23 Syrians rock up in a bathtub. They get paid. It's fine. The more the merrier. The more the merrier, lads. You use the NHS. Whoa, hang on, bootneck. Got a bad knee because he went to fucking war 5 times. Fuck off. You're an American now, you cunt. Again, you couldn't make it up, could you? They just hate you. If you're like a working class lad and you've always paid your way, they hate you. If you're a random foreigner from a country that Britain has never had anything to do with at all, pay for them. Algerians. What the fuck have we got to do with Algeria? Go to France. No. We'll pay. Well, Algerian sex change, 25 grand on the NHS. Yeah, we'll pay for that. The plumbers can sort that one out. Look at piss head. It's a piss take. Piss heads, piss take, whatever. It's a fucking bite. I did want to go through Twitter for a bit because I was just laughing at some of these posts. You have to laugh at them. Look at that one. Tony Blair. It's actually fucking funny to me now. So yeah, preparation for 4th COVID jabs and eating the stay of the curve. It's like they actually take notice of what people like me say, and they know it'll make us laugh. So they go, "Oh yeah, let's put a statement out about that." Like they know people are going, "Hey, you're never getting your freedom back, lads. They're just taking a piss out of all of us." You think you could get let out because you got your jabs? You fucking idiot. Look. Let's get ready for a 4th one. No, Tony. Tony, I will. All I need to do in life to be a winner is outlive Tony Blair. I feel like that's all I need to do. If I can just live long enough to tap dance on his grave, I can die a happy man. In fact, I'll be so happy. I'll be doing the fucking dancing with me shillelagh on Tony Blair's grave. And I'll be so pleased. I'll get the biggest boner I've ever had. My trousers will raise about 6 inches, and then so much blood will flow into my throbbing penis that it'll empty the rest of my body of it, and I'll just bleed to death. I'll instantly die from lack of oxygen in the rest of my body. With my throbbing Tony lob on, I'll be so pleased. That's all I have to do to expire happy. I'll probably flop down dead on his grave. That's how pleased I'll be when this fucking oxygen thief expires. Reading about his son Ewan as well, honestly, I could never advocate murder on Silicon Valley, but on a Silicon Valley platform. But what I will say is, if any number of foul atrocities was to befall Blair and his fucked up family, if he was like Job in the Bible, and just had plagues visited upon his house, and his entire family got decimated by a vengeful God, it would please me no end. And I know that's me bending to the vagaries of fate and sort of not practicing what I preach and trying to turn away from bitterness and resentment. But if there's one man who has caused more fucking death and destruction for the UK in history, I don't think Adolf fucked the UK as much as Tony Blair. Because 20 years later, we got over it. Tony Blair's endless fucking rules have just fucked the UK forever. We'll never get it back. So the man is a fucking human toilet. And I hope I'm here to see his fucking end. Right? That's how much I hate Tony Blair. He wants burying underneath the BBC when that gets bulldozed. Guido's on. Look, McCluskey welcomes inquiry into his members funded 98 million. Fucking, how bent are they all these union reps? Again, There isn't an original thing under the sun. Every time these like left-wing gangsters take over, that's what happens. You just get cronyism, nepotism, corruption, theft. It's like every time. Len McCluskey and all of his shitbag mates. Why does this surprise people? It's what always happens. It's as regular as the tides. There's nothing new under the sun. Left-wing fucking arseholes take over, and that's what you get. Why is this news? The other thing I was laughing at, I want to find this because it'll make me laugh. It was Sajid Javid. Because Sajid Javid is just it's just Matt Headcock, who looks a bit more like Uncle Fester. But what made me laugh about it was the trolls on Twitter, because you've got to respond to trolls. Like I said, a troll's successful when you genuinely get angry about it. And some of the stuff that you see underneath his tweets genuinely makes me piss myself laughing. Look at this one. So he put this tweet out there, look, Sajid Javid, got my booster jab at Newark. Loads of claps. Baldy Uncle Fester looking cunt. Look at the comments. Resigned. Some of them, see, this isn't as funny as it was earlier. When I was clicking on them earlier, it was like people were just, all the top comments, obviously being cultivated by Twitter, were like, "Oh, you're doing such a great job, Sajid. We just, on behalf of the British people, please lock us down more." And I'm like, you must understand that these people are doing it on purpose. Oh yeah, that's it. I think it was this video. Yeah, this is it. Look, right. So first of all, let's have a laugh at Sajid Javid's video where Lawrence Fox pointed out. They love talking about this. Whenever anyone who's conservative says, why do the mainstream media act now like as if we're living in Nigeria? Like every single advert you watch, every advert, every TV show, if an alien looked down upon Britain and just watched public programming for 10 minutes, watch Sky Sports for 10 minutes, you would assume, right, that being gay was not a small minority, it was the majority. You would assume that like 60% of the population are blokes smashing each other all day long. And secondly, you would assume Britain was an African country, because whenever you watch anything to do with the mainstream media now, you wouldn't think 92% of the UK are native-born inhabitants who've been there for 10 generations. It's fucking mad. So watch this comical video from Sajid Javid and laugh at the lack of straight white men in it. And then we'll have a chuckle at the comments. So let's do that. This, of course, is the government's latest festive period medical advice from top experts. It's funny. Season screech from the doctors.
The one thing I love most about Christmas is
Brussels sprouts?
Brussels sprouts? I don't think so.
Mince pies.
Curling up with my dog? Yes.
A cheesy Christmas movie.
Spending time with family.
Eating a lot of chocolate.
Curried turkey Christmas dinner.
Festive fancy dress.
And what brings us all Christmas cheer this year is the small things that everyone is doing to make a big difference in keeping us all safe.
Friends who take a test before meeting each other.
Everyone who has self-isolated after testing positive.
Opening windows when they have guests visiting their homes.
wearing a face covering, whether commuting,
At the shops.
Or in the hairdressers.
If you have symptoms, getting tested.
Getting your booster vaccine now.
Seeing all the families safely together.
There are lots of things that we can do to keep our friends and family safe this Christmas period.
Let's spread cheer.
I love that guy. What do you most associate with Christmas? Curried turkey. Yeah, that well-known Christmas staple. The kids are out there going, fucking, they're putting out for Santa. Curried turkey, you cunt. That's not what he eats. It's a fucking mince pie. Yeah, that's what everyone's into nowadays. Curried turkey. And it just cuts to the woman in the hijab. My favourite thing about Allahu Akbar. You couldn't make it up, could you? What are you most looking forward to this Christmas? I am looking forward to the end of the destructive West and the resulting power vacuum being filled by my brothers and sisters in the Islamic Caliphate. Hello! And also get vaccinated, you cunt. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, and as White Van Man says there, all of them look fucking ill. Look at that guy. That guy there is MBA. Man barely alive. If there's any fucker that looks like he's going to keel over if he's shit in his Christmas jumper, it's that fucking bloke. Look at the clip of him. Sloth-looking, wonky-faced, fucking bony-headed, juggy, daft cunt. Looks like he's going to keel over and die. I don't want health advice from people who look like they've just crawled out of the fucking grave. Jesus.
Yeah, not COVID-19.
Fuck off. Right, so hilarious. Again, the government. It's mad. It's mad, isn't it? It's like, I've always said how it's been like my mantra that you don't put things down to malevolence, what you could put down to stupidity. It must be malevolence now. It must be. Like, they must be doing it on purpose because they know it winds up the old middle class, the old pale and stale. You know, they love that one. They must be doing it on purpose. Because if you just did what we used to do in the 80s and just said, I need 10 actors, you wouldn't filter them by race and gender, would you? So they must be doing it on purpose. Because in England, if you just said get 10 actors in and you did it purely like mathematical lottery, there'd be some white blokes in there, wouldn't there? There'd be some, considering we make up the majority. So it's got to be malevolent. They're doing it to wind you up. And like I said, that's fine. If you're switched on like me, you take all this stuff with humour. You don't let it drive you wild. You just chuckle away at it. And it does it. It genuinely tickles me. If you can't tell by the last 10 minutes, you know, that's not fake laughter. I genuinely get like teary-eyed laughing at some of this fucking stuff. It's quality. It's a brilliant opportunity for humour, and that's the way you have to always respond to it. So yeah, that's malevolent. They've definitely done it on purpose. There's no fucking white guys in the videos anymore. It just looks like it looks like an ISIS dating video, like, you know, all the young lasses who want to go and fucking live in the caliphate. Like a fucking ISIS dating video. But this is what made me laugh again. Don't get wound up by it. Laugh at it because they're doing it to get a rise out of you. And it's funny how trivially and overtly obvious it is that they're taking the piss. Look at this, right? So the most interacted comment underneath Sajid Javid's ridiculous ISIS dated video is John Ballou, right? Look at that tweet. Like, we've all spent time in the bars and the restaurants talking to our mates the last couple of months. Look at that tweet. Thank you for your hard work, Sajid. But this does not go far enough. We must lock down now before it's too late. Vaccines alone will not stop this deadly Omicron we face, our beloved. See what I'm saying? There's no way that is like a right-wing troll taking the fucking piss. There is no way. The fact that you put beloved in front of the NHS should tell you what you want to know. Like, this stuff shouldn't wind you up. It's fucking brilliant. And John Ballou, if you click on his profile, West Brom, England, joined November 2020. So his profile's 6 weeks old, right? He's taking the piss out of you. I guarantee this guy is just one of those black-pilled, end the world troll. And he's just winding people up, because I burst out laughing when I seen that tweet. I was fucking crying. It's like, because he's over-egged the pudding to the point where it's so obvious. Thank you. Thank you for your hard work. Nobody thinks that. This doesn't go far enough. Nobody thinks that. We must lock down now before it's too late. Nobody thinks that. Vaccines alone will not stop it. Our beloved NHS being overwhelmed. The UK people, and finally ends it with the UK people, presuming he speaks on behalf of, or is it, oh, okay, it's a year old then. Fair enough. Still, if you go through his tweets, he'll be taking the piss, surely. But that's brilliant, isn't it? And then ends with, The UK people are asking you to lock down now, like, because he knows that the majority of the people are like, oh, hang on. That's why he's doing it. It's like, it's funny. And there's loads like that. You know for a fact they're not real. And there's loads of people frothing in the comments. Look at that one, the second most popular one. Again, this is a piss day. Vez Pakalu Patel. Speaking on behalf of all UK citizens when I say we need a 1 month lockdown. That guy taking the piss. Don't let it wind you up. Vev Patel, speaking on behalf of all UK citizens. Yeah, because I reckon a bloke called Vez Pakalu Patel, honest UK citizen, he sounds like he's in the position to represent all UK citizens. So yeah, that tickled me. Ladies and gents, don't get wound up by what you see on Twitter. It's comical. It's comedy gold, Twitter. Just respond to it in the right way. Oh, Mark Stein's on again. I love Mark Stein. I'll go and make sure I watch that when I'm done here. He's fucking sound. He's my favourite commentator, Mark Stein. He's even better than all of my YouTube favourites. I think he's genuinely good. Oh yeah, one thing I'll show you before I leave, because someone sent me in the chat. I forget who. Look at that. Right? Another leads on nicely from my rant about BBC. Another BBC producer got done for child porn, right? So, again, this is supposed to be the BBC Spews. I tried to find it on the BBC. I know, naive, of course, they don't want anyone to know when it's the BBC. But look at that. It says, retired BBC Panorama director found guilty of possessing child porn. If you go on Google and type in BBC Panorama producer child porn, you can't find a BBC version of it. There's the Daily Mail, Standard, Yahoo, Independent, Daily Advent, My London, Telegraph, Newsstraw, LinkedIn. You don't get anything off the BBC because they don't want to fucking tell you. So sorry, can't live up to my name and put that on the BBC. But just leading on from my yesterday's tirade about the BBC. Yet another BBC nonce. Honestly, that place must be fucking rife with them. It's a nest of noncery, the broadcasting house. We should give the terrorists a month off and send fucking the SAS to take on broadcasting house. Just smash through the top windows, abseil down the outside, breach, and then just clear it fucking floor by floor. Just go through the lot. Because ISIS are fucked up. But I think bumming kids is more evil than blowing adults up. So why don't we just give ISIS a month off and sick the fucking dogs of war on the BBC? Because they're not just propagandists, liars, pedos. These people are literally the worst humans in society. Worse than like murderers and rapists. People who rape children are worse than people who rape adults. Because kids are innocent. So I don't just want the BBC to be defunded. I want the BBC to be fucking eradicated. It should be bulldozed, totally turned into rubble, and then we dig up all the rubble, put it in like a skip, and then drop the skip in the fucking sea, and then salt the earth, and then deny the BBC ever existed. That is how fucked up the BBC is. It is a stain on our country. It's responsible for the systematic abuse and rape and torture of children. That's how bad the BBC is. And again, I tell no lies. Fucking Google it. The pedo scandals. Jimmy Savile is the tip of the iceberg with the BBC. They are serious. They are a blight on humanity. The BBC is a cancer on the bollocks of planet Earth. Absolute fucking tumour. So yeah, do it. And hello, Shams. You only just got a notification. Welcome to the club. Nobody gets them. Nobody gets them. It's Susan. At least I'm still breathing. I think she's going to send the boys around one of these days. Right, that's enough. That's enough screeching for one day. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Go and read about the nonsense on the BBC. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. It's an absolute nest of pedos. And I think you could make a good case for operating some drones, right? Dropping a few JDAM bunker busters on the fucking thing. Right, thanks for watching, ladies and gents. Go and check out Sir Desmond. He's a good crack. And yes, listen to Rotten Politics. Please hit the thumbs up button. Not that it makes a fucking wank of difference, does it? Because if they don't want anyone to see it, nobody sees it. But still, we might as well pretend we've got some semblance of control over our lives, Mr. Politics. Right. Thanks, guys. Cheers all. See you tomorrow. Toodle pip.